Elise, I don't know about you, but for those who want to take a stroll outside at the Nasher or anywhere else, just go outside, this is really the time to enjoy it, right?
It is, yeah. And the Nasher's so beautiful, that back area, and they have a lot of shade. So that's the key. If you can find the shade, it still feels pretty good. If you're out in the sun, yeah, it's August. It's going to be hot and heating up, but still not too bad for this time of the year. This morning, hope you were able to step out and enjoy it at some point. Look at these numbers. We fell into the low 60s. Mid 60s as you got closer to McKinney, and then we saw 70s around Dallas and Fort Worth right around 70, but very, very nice. We're starting to warm up with all that blue sky and sun. 84 feeling like 86, dew point at 65. That does mean the humidity is creeping up just slightly because of more of a southerly component to our very light wind. So a little bit more humid, but still not all that bad for later in August. Temperatures across the board pretty uniform in the mid 80s. Mesquite, Keller, and Rockwall all at 84. We get into the low 90s, maybe some mid 90s sprinkled in, especially back west today. Feels like temperatures will be right there as well, and our winds will remain light out of the southeast. Now, rain chances are not really going to be very high in our extended forecast, but they're there for Friday into Saturday. Let's take a look at that. We've got northerly flow aloft, which can bring in those disturbances from Oklahoma and the panhandle of Texas. I think that's what we're watching here. Some isolated shower potential as we get into late afternoon Friday. Notice west of I-35. That'll continue Friday night, and still a possibility for some of that rain to be left over early day on Saturday, especially south and southwest of, I think, especially south of I-20. So that's an area to watch. Other than that, though, that'll be about it for our rain chances until maybe the middle of next week. So fairly quiet for us. Of course, high pressure has kept us that way. But that high pressure will be shifting as we move on into the weekend and into next week. It actually starts to build back far to the north and a little bit more of a zonal flow. You can see that jet stream not as intense, but we will be seeing southerly flow down across the southern U.S. Here's why that's important. That southerly flow has two now depressions to work with and bring into the Gulf potentially early next week. One there you can see just south of Cuba headed towards the Yucatan, one back to the east of the Windward Islands. So we've got two to watch. Let's start with that one that is back still past the Windward Islands. It is set to track just to the north of Hispaniola through the weekend, and then this one brings it up the west coast of Florida by Tuesday. But watch this next one, Tropical Depression 14. This one is right now tracking towards the Yucatan Peninsula. This is the weekend, and then early next week would bring it closer to the Texas coast. So that would be two tropical cyclones awfully close together. We'll see which one maybe gets the better strength, and if those paths do interfere too much for them to strengthen. I hope that's the case, Karen. Regardless, we'll keep following with some low rain chances by next week.
Okay, Annalise, thanks so much. Up next, we're going to introduce you to our very special and very fluffy pet of the week. But first, here's a message from our fresh grocer, Tony Tantillo, and we do want to note that these